And we're live. And in this video, we're going to be talking about on how working with people with this of autism has really helped me understand autism a lot better. I'm Craig Kahn. If you've never met me, I'm someone who has autism and was diagnosed with Asperger's when I was a child. So I understand autism, but in this video, we're going to be talking about how that it's really changed, and really got to understand autism a lot better as as I've worked with people with autism. So I'm gonna be this is right now being broadcast live on YouTube, and I'm going to also look at. I'm going to make sure to try to make sure that you don't get bored if you're watching the replay. So uh, let's make sure to comment, and I'm going to try to respond to those, but I won't be able to respond to everything. So I'm going to check out the chat. I don't see anything in the chat. Feel free to write any comments, and if I see anything, I'll try. Dedicated educating you about autism and make sure that you can understand autism better by sharing understandings. My understanding of being someone on the spectrum, and I'm looking to try to find experts who have professional experience. Like I actually work professionally and get paid to work with people with autism. So that's definitely changed my perspective, even just growing up and having it all my life. It's a lot different now that I've seen what it is in other people. And Bahan Parker, thanks for being here. Hi to you too. So I'm just going to get into it. So today, if you don't know, when this is being broadcast, is Autism Awareness Day. It's a day that people are trying to look at, raise awareness and that. And there's a number of things that people try to do to raise awareness and make sure that people are learning more about autism. But I really think that as myself, personally having autism myself and just seeing it in the last few years with other people, that's really changed it and made it so that I just see it so differently because I only see my autism in the past, but now I'm actually getting to see other people's, and it manifests in a lot of different ways. One of the things that sometimes people say is that when you meet people of other backgrounds and that, it makes it a lot easier to understand those people and see the differences of those people. You're more likely to be hate other people if you don't know who those people are. So it's important to just see it there. But as one of the leading experts, Stephen Shore, says that if you know one person with autism, you only know one person with autism. That's you're only seeing it from one way. And I know a lot of other people also on YouTube who have autism, which it's good that we're sharing our knowledge, but we also have to realize that we have limited knowledge ourselves. There's certain areas that we don't know about as much as other people, and I know I've seen a number of things I've never heard of that other people have been talking about on there. But the last few years, it's been very powerful being someone working with people with autism professionally. That's just changed. I see that things in them that I never grew up with. I was just talking with one of my guys who's he's able to function in the community, but not at the highest levels. But he often stems, and I didn't really know what that was. Now I understand it a little bit better. And that you get to see these and that, and what I do, if you don't know, is something that is for where I work with people with autism and other disabilities, and I try to give work on skills with them, help them grow in that. And there's a number of different things. I actually have a whole playlist right up there that you can see that has a lot of different types of things, because I've done a number of things. I've done communal rehabilitation, where I take people out in the community and I work with people and make sure that they get more experience in that. So that just shows that's one thing. I've also been recently doing some job coaching, helping people. Someone I work with look at getting job readiness things. We were actually just working on some practicing for some interview things, which some of it may have gone a little over the person's head that I was working with, but he understood a little bit of what it was going at and how to try to communicate, because there's a lot of different barriers for a person to get a job when they have autism, because they don't understand everything that's entailed in it. Because if they haven't been getting a job for a while, then there's a lot of things, but we can work with them. We can learn interview skills, how to dress, other things like that. I'm hopefully going to make some more videos on that kind of stuff. I see Kevin here is bringing something that, like, I was talking about, that he was talking about nonverbal advice. I don't personally have any advice on nonverbal, and that's what I was saying, that I don't have everything in there, but I know who to go to and who would know, because that's an important thing to know, because you can't always say, oh, one person will know. And I know there's one YouTuber who talks about almost everything related to autism. That's not there. But Kevin, the person who would probably know on different things, and if there's probably some things going on to help your brother with that, or how to speak and all that, is a speech pathologist, because that's what they work on. I know I worked on a speech pathologist when I was in school. But I had definitely in a lot of different ways, but they work with them, they know the techniques, and hopefully in the future we're going to feature some speech pathologists talking about different things so that people can do things, because in today's world it's not that hard that for people to get access to great information. It should be accessible, and that's one of the things that this channel is dedicated to. But yeah, you get to see a lot of different things. I never had I never had any. I never was nonverbal. I was not. I didn't have sensory overload in that. I had problems with friendship in that, and also social skills things. So, but that really, I got better over time. Just because I practice things, and if people have a roadmap and goals, because that's what we work on with the people in my work, that we try to say, hey, here's what we're going to try to go towards in that. And there's some good things I know in the chat going on, talking about some ideas like communication boards and that, but you just have to have a plan. How are you going to go about it and that? And hopefully there's some people working on that. There's definitely in a lot of governments and that they give special benefits to help people get some of these skills and that to have people work, because they realize that if people can be more functioning in society, then they'll be better off, and the state won't have to help take care of them as much. But it really helps you. And I think for a lot of people, that we only see one side of autism in that, and it's important to try to see different types. And for if you're getting close to being a college student or around that age, it may be a good idea to try to look for a job like what I'm doing as a direct support professional, and you'll get to learn more about autism and see the a wide range of autism and how you can help people, because once we know, we share other people knowing about that more, and you can just even suggest to someone else to become a direct support professional. It's a nice way to make a living. you get to help people, and again, you get paid, which is great. So there's that. And one other thing that you can also work on is you can try to do volunteering with people with autism, and then you'll be able to see other autism, and you also get to make a difference in people's lives. So you should do that. And I want to. I know a number of YouTubers have names for their fans and all that. I want to start calling you the A Team, the Autism Team, and also referencing the TV show, the A Team. But I don't want to just be that I'm just shouting out information that, but let's try to talk to other people and say, what can we do to make people understand about what the needs of people with autism are? There's a number of people out there working to help other groups that don't always have their voices heard, and people don't always understand their needs. And it's important that if we're able to function and do things in the world, we need to try to help others. We need to make the world better for others. And by helping people understand what, and ourselves too, what people with autism's needs are, then we can improve their life. High-end autist definitely likes this idea of the A Team. Yeah, we're the best of the best at improving the world and trying to do that. So like, one idea is you can, like I said, you can try to work as a direct support professional, like what I do, or you could volunteer yourself. But an even bigger level is if you can try to get people in your community working with understanding people with autism. I'm thinking, and tell me if you guys are interested in this. I know, as you may know, I'm an Orthodox Jew, and I know in my community there's a number of different programs that are around that try to include people with disabilities. I love this, Kevin. Screw the ventures. Great. But like, I can talk about some of the different things that they do. Like there's some different programs that people are taking on so they can have a good time and be a part of the community, and also that they can be there where people can see them and get to understand what their needs are and what they're like, and so that people won't be so surprised. I had a very crazy experience 2 weeks ago when I was working on a Sunday, where I was with one of my guys who has autism, and we were riding on this New York subway. And if you've ever ridden the New York subway a little bit, you'll know that there's every so often performers who try to do dancing on the subway cars. And this guy was trying to get on there and do his dancing, and my guy was right in the middle where he wanted to be doing his dancing, and it's like he rudely, very rudely shooed the guy away and tried to tell that he wanted him to go because his dancing was so important. And like it really wasn't such a pleasant experience. I talked to him afterwards, and he was like, I didn't like that man. I don't want to see him again because he didn't like it. It wasn't something that was nice. And like, you wouldn't do that to someone else to try to shoo them away. It's not the right thing. And just because he doesn't understand everything, he shouldn't be treated as less of a person. Just reading. Oh, Simone Parker. Oh yeah, manga and anime. Yeah, I love that too. I'm actually thinking of doing a video on a certain anime that is out right now that I'm loving. If anyone knows about it, Rise of the Shield Hero, and I really see some connections to autism, and I think that would be good. If anyone is follows that, put in the comments. It's a great one. I love it, and the character is not autistic, but there's a lot of connections to what I understand of having autism in there, and hopefully I'll be wasting that in the next few months, but because I have a lot of other things I want to work on. But yeah, if we try to get things in the community that are encouraging people to understand and meet people with autism and understand what they have and their challenges, then those issues, like what I said, won't be as common, and people will get to understand those people, and we can make a better world for those people. I think that's one of the greatest things, when someone's not going to be able to definitely give back to you, but you work to try fight for those other people. That's one of the most beautiful things, because you're not looking at getting something back from them. So, yeah. That's a lot of what I was wanting to say. And thank you guys. If there's any questions, I'll look at doing a little Q&A. I'll take this off afterwards. But yeah, also subscribe, and yeah, if you haven't already. Uh, Looks like no questions. Thank you all for watching, and have a great night. Thank you for being here. Bye.